side. This side. This side! What's going on, peeps? In amongst the pandemic, the virus, another video that I thought of, just in line with my other video that I made on challenges, or turning challenges into opportunities. Link can be found up there. I wanted to make a video on creating a future vision for yourself. So, enjoy! So, lockdown still happening, still amongst it. Things are getting easier in Australia, it seems, more and more, less and less, which is good. It's good. When I was working this week, I had the insight just come through about, you know, the idea of, oh, what am I going to do in the future once this is all over? You know, and I thought it'd be a great video to make in relation to, you know, all the things that we've kind of lost potentially, not potentially, well, you know, for a certain period of time. All the things that, you know, we've put off now can't be done until the future. But I thought it'd be a really good idea to kind of dive into this because, you know, utilizing these aspects to think what we are going to do in the future for ourselves, to give back to ourselves, to appreciate what we've had before and what we will potentially have again. I thought it'd be a good video to make, to go back into that space, to be grateful and to appreciate those times that are coming for us. So a lot of the time I've made another video in relation to being grateful. Link is up there. And being grateful for what we did have in that period of time before the virus. Obviously things are going to change now a bit, but more than likely we'll have a lot of the things that we had before. More than likely. And it really got me thinking about myself and how my life has been over the last few years. You know, with all the Uber driving I did and the way I was kind of living my life. And that's why I wanted to make this video. So a bit of background before I actually dive into a couple little tips for yourself that can help, you know, you create what you want to create in the future, your future vision. So a lot of my friends know this. Some of my friends don't know this. But for I think about 4 years now, I was driving Uber. And in the beginning, money was great, saved up, went to Europe, was awesome, amazing. Then I came back, wasn't sure what I was going to do, but at that point I started realizing kind of the things that I was interested in, and I also had a big debt, so I dove into the Uber driving every day. Pardon me. And that became my life. Yeah, I got money, I paid for courses and stuff, I was just doing things, but I had less than the time that I had to spend with my friends. I, you know, dived into the relationship that I was in a bit, but I was also very distracted with my stuff and not being able to give outwards to my friendships or my relationship to a certain extent, because there was things that was parked into my Uber driving to, you know, pay for, you know, the debt that I had to pay off. And, you know, obviously I couldn't go out, and well, I could have, but I chose not to because the money was good on the weekends. So I missed out on quite a lot. Not regretting it, it was a sacrifice that I made, and now I'm at a better position in my life with no debt and more sense of freedom. So reflecting on this over the last week, because I've taken up this labouring work in demolition for the last 3 weeks now, and that's allowed me to have my weekends back, and allowed me to have my weekends back with a clearer mind. You know, as opposed to last year when I had this job, which was an emotional roller coaster. I will touch on the big, deep dive. I went into anxiety and depression for about a year or just over at one point in the future. But yeah, that allowed me to reflect and think, well, what are the things that I held myself back from or put off or, didn't invest into because I had these other things that were occupying me. Time, always being distracted, whether it was working with Uber, working every day, not allowing me time for myself. I probably worked, every day for months on end. I would do, 40 to 50 hours a week just driving every day. And that obviously takes a toll in some other aspects of your life. The investment that I didn't put into my relationship, that obviously affected my relationship somewhat. I invested, a certain amount, but money-wise, obviously I was paying all this stuff off, and I didn't invest into like going away on a trip for the weekend or going away, for a day trip, and kind of having a little splurge here and there because I was so focused on the aspect of I don't want to spend this money because I got to pay off my debt and I've got things that I want to save for, like travel and like my course and la. And that in turn obviously can affect your relationship. So yeah, the things that I now know and reflect on, I have learned from. And so now that I've got my weekends back, now that I've been doing the labouring work, now that this opportunity of, I'm getting less money with the labouring work than I was getting with Uber, but that's okay because I feel good. I've got my weekends back. I'm allowed to chill with friends, hang, and get my other stuff done that I'm interested in, that I'm passionate about, like the videos, like the podcast, which is coming, and that's it. So that's kind of how I was living for a couple of years. The whole Uber thing every day, wasn't allowing myself enough time. Like I'd miss out on friends' birthdays, or I'd only drop in for an hour, or I couldn't have a big night because I had to drive the next morning. And so, I missed out. But it was a sacrifice that I had to make at the time. Now, the benefits of doing this exercise and thinking about these certain things is that it actually gives back to yourself. It's giving back to ourselves. It's also giving us something to look forward to. It's also giving us a great appreciation for what we've had in the past and what we can be patient for in the future. There is a video on patience up here. So I hope you get, I hope you action this. I hope, it's a real simple exercise for you to do. And, I've done it myself. You can do it in your mind, cool. But if you really want to kind of implement something really powerfully, always good to write it down, stick it somewhere ready for you to go when we get past this post-virus pandemic. Okay, so the tips. Now, first one. Write a list down. You can make it as large as you want, at least 3, minimum 3. A list of all the things that you enjoyed before lockdown, before the whole social distancing aspect, and before the pandemic. A list of things that you enjoyed and maybe that you didn't give enough time to. So not something that you did regularly but you enjoyed and you didn't give enough time to. Write a list down. Maybe do 10, maybe 3, maybe 5, maybe 1,000. Up to you. I'll leave that up to you. So I'll give you an example. How that looks for me is, going to the beach for a swim or a surf. I live 2 minutes from the beach, walking. And the last time I got in the water for a surf would have been October last year. Oh, that's bad. Oh, bad. madman. So that's one thing. Obviously at the start of the year I had an issue with my knee, so I wanted to be careful with that in that respect. But could have been swimming a lot more than I did, but I didn't. So going to the beach more. A huge one for me is dancing. I love a good dance. I don't know about you, but I love a good dance. It's just nice to let loose, let your body move and jam out. You know, some people don't really like it, or some people are afraid to do it. But I'm telling you right now, once you get in your body, it's good. It's good. So definitely going to go out more and dance. And the other thing that, you know, I really enjoyed doing but didn't allow more time to, was going to visit friends interstate or family interstate. You know, because I was working all the time, working over the weekends, and that was the only time I could really see a lot of people because they were working during the week. So giving myself more space and time to do that, especially now that I don't work weekends. You know, I've got that ability to do that, and I'll give myself that time to do that in the future. So that's how the things that I basically enjoyed in the past, how I'll steer it into the future, and I can see myself doing those things. So I've written those down. Now the second tip that I have, this one I like a bit better than the first. So write down the things that you wanted to do in the past but you never did, or you put off, you know. And for me, that looks like going to a VR escape room. I've been pumped to do that for ever since they came out. You know, I like that. It's just fun. It's good fun to do. You know, something like bubble soccer. Always wanted to do that. Just kept putting it off. No time, no availability, la la la. Going camping. My mate Eddie has asked me to go camping so many times, and I'm like, I'm working, gotta work. Weekend's the best time to work, so I can't. Maybe if we go for a day, I'll see how my funds are doing. Okay, that's done. I'm not having that mindset anymore. And have like a chilled movie night with friends. That doesn't really happen that much, you know. And it's nice. It's nice, like, you know, get some munchies, you know, have some laughs, have some chats, and movie it out. You know, just small things. These are just small things that I thought up when I was doing the exercise myself. So that's number 2. That's how it looks for me. Now, some tips in relation to this, not tips, some ideas in relation to this, just so you know where the kind of right path is with any ideas, but a lot of ideas are all good. Anyway, before I go to number 3, so some ideas for you can be things simple, such as kicking a ball, throwing a frisbee in the park with a mate or with friends, you know, getting out to do that. I've got a frisbee in my car. Who wants to play? You know, going to music events, whether it's just a live gig down at the pub or whether it's a music event outside, you know, of the people that you enjoy, or even one that you don't even really know, but you're just like, screw it, I'm going to go anyway for the experience. Meeting new people, that's a big one. And a lot of us find that we tend to hang around our own social circle a lot, which is fine. And it's also nice to meet new people too. Spending more time with family, you know, obviously now that we're limited, you know, it's a cool thing to spend a bit more time with family, maybe in the future. Breaking through the fears that you have of being uncomfortable, and maybe even breaking through that fear of getting rejected, whether it's that cute girl you like, whether it's that cute guy you like. Let's break through fear now. You know, what this time has taught us is really the opportunity to have those things to work on ourselves. Full power, going camping. Simple one. Maybe you don't like camping, that's all good. Going glamping. Road trips. Yeah, road trips. Road trips are good, as long as you've got good music or a good DJ in the car. Going traveling. Now, if you've been watching my past videos, you know that I was due to leave Australia in now about 6 days time. I was about to leave indefinitely and travel for maximum, don't know, minimum 2 years. Obviously that's changed, and now I'm staying home for a while, working on my diploma for clinical hypnotherapy and strategic psychotherapy, and also creating that business. So I'll also be looking into developing that more and more as I go until I can go overseas. So traveling is a big one. You know, travel interstate now. You know, Australia's a beautiful place. Going to the gym. Now, how many people take advantage of their gym membership and how many people don't? You know, it's one of those things that you kind of will be like, yeah, I'm all cheap, and then you get bored. Make it fun. You know, find out what you can do there to make it fun for you when you're back, or do smaller sessions. You know, it's good for the soul, good for the mental health, good for the body. Going to an event like a festival or a music event, I think I might have mentioned that already, but going to a festival, I can't tell you how many times I was driving people to festivals over the last 4 years, and I'm like, oh, I wish I was going. And I still haven't been in years. So I'm definitely going to a festival when it's back in. Obviously things have changed. I won't get messy like I used to when I was younger, but I can enjoy and just dance my little heart away, or big heart away. Big heart. So those are a couple of ideas. Now, those are only my ideas. Use your ideas. You've got it within you. Now, number 3, those 2 lists that you've just done, number 1, number 2, write down your top 3 from each, and then work at doing 1 a week from each list, or 1 from both lists a week, or a fortnight, or a month. Just set that goal for yourself. Write it down somewhere, stick it somewhere, even put a reminder in your phone for it for 2 months down the track, and then bam, work on it. You're only going to get like an amount of, you know, accomplishment or, you know, self-love given back to you because you're giving back to yourself. So do it. You know, simple exercise. It's like a bucket list for the things that you wanted to do in the past, but putting it out on paper and now being able to do it again after this period, because we've now realized what we've kind of lost in this lockdown period and what we'd love to have back. You know, simple things, going to a coffee with like 5 friends, you know. Okay, so to recap, the first thing is write down what you enjoyed doing before that you didn't give a lot of time to, but you would have liked to given more time to before. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, write down the things that you wanted to do but never did, or the things that you put off, and write that list down as well. And then number 3, mix those 2 lists together by taking, you know, one line, and taking the top 3 for you. Not like the top 3 on the list, the top 3 for you that you're like, oh, I want to do that one first. Circle them. And then you've got little 6 blocks, or 3 of each. And then stick it somewhere. Put it in your phone. Put it on a whiteboard. Put it on your mirror. Put it in your car. Put it on your head. Put it on your back. I don't know. Do something with it. Because the only way that you're going to do something with it is if you take action with it first. Start the momentum and then keep it going. And save it for when the time happens, because it's coming and we'll get that back. So, in saying all that, as always, peeps, make someone smile today. Wait a minute. That's not right. That's not right. There we go. Make someone smile today. Something so small can do something so big. All you have to do is do it. And as always, keep on keeping on. Go gently, Much love. But before you go, comment down below. What are you gonna do? What's on your list? What's your top 3 of each? If you want to share, please share. And that's it. Peace out. Much love. So those are